Hello everyone, my name is Gwen. Welcome to Chocolate Time, Recipes and Inspirations. Today we are making one of my favorite pies, cocoa pie, which is absolutely irresistible with that cocoa taste that it's just so rich. It's a rich chocolate pie. For my inspiration, my husband and I, we like to watch Netflix, and I have a movie that I recommend that we watched that was just so good. I love movies, as you know, that are inspiring, and true stories are always really interesting. This movie is called Life of a King with Cuba Gooding Jr. He is just an amazing actor. He makes movies relevant. He makes them real. He draws you into the movie. This movie is about a man who serves time in prison for 17 years, and that's Cuba Gooding. When he comes out, he really wants to do something worthwhile. He wants to do something good. During his time in prison, he has learned how to play chess. He gets a job after prison, working as a janitor in a school, and he realizes that his passion for chess can be used to help these young guys or young kids, and he really wants to do that. And the movie evolves around his passion to keep kids off the street and his passion for the game, and it's just a really good movie. So that's a really good movie, and we're going to make a really good chocolate pie. Our ingredients: this is a frozen pie crust that's been out for 15 minutes that I am going to bake this shell, this pie crust shell. So you will need 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of cocoa plus 2 tablespoons, 3.5 tablespoons of cornstarch, 3/4 cup of sugar, 2 cups of milk, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, and 2 tablespoons of butter. For garnish, I made some whipped cream. I really love homemade whipped cream. We'll be able to put it on the pie, and it'll just add that extra decadence that will make it even more yummy. So, what do we do first? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bake this pie shell. There's instructions on the boxes when you find them at the store. This one says that I put it in the oven for 14 minutes, and I have made punctures with a fork all over. And now we're going to put this in the oven, middle rack, at 375 for 14 minutes. It'll come out lightly golden. So. Now this is going to be cooked on stovetop. We're going to take the sugar, put it in a saucepan, and the cornstarch, the cocoa, which smells so good. Makes me think of my grandma. She was always making things with cocoa. Now, while it's dry, I'm going to stir it up with a whisk. Just get it really well mixed, so we have everything really well blended, and I will slowly add the milk. Then I will be putting it on the stove. Okay, so let's put it on the stove at medium temperature. So I'm going to keep stirring it so that it doesn't burn, and it will come to a boil, and I'll let it boil for 1 minute only. So we have cooked this on the stove. Took about 13 minutes, and then 1 full minute of boiling. And we have this delicious, rich, silky, satin mixture of chocolate. We need to add the 2 tablespoons of butter half a teaspoon of vanilla, and we're going to mix that in just to make it more rich. And vanilla is always such a great addition. So what we will do now is pour it into the prepared crust. This crust should be cool. So when you're doing this recipe, a good idea is to maybe an hour ahead or earlier during the day, make your crust. So you'll have it ready, the pie shell. So you pour this pudding or cocoa pie mixture into the crust. It's really very, very nice. What we are going to do is on top, we're going to put saran wrap so that it doesn't get that film over it. So I might wait about 10 minutes before I put the saran wrap on it. And then when it's, maybe in about half an hour, when it's a little bit more cooler, I will then put it in the fridge. It should be in the fridge for 6 to 8 hours, and then it'll be ready to serve. This is my favorite part of the show. I get to taste all these yummy recipes. Cocoa pie, oh man. My family has enjoyed this recipe for years and years. And it's always amazing. Remember, this pie you keep in the fridge for 6 to 8 hours, and I served it with whipped cream. It is so good. I really enjoy sharing these recipes with you. See you again next week. Thank you for joining me. And here's to you.